Okay, so here we are outside this coffee shop, El Extraño José, the foreign Joseph, or the strange Joseph, one of the two. I'm taking the foreign Joseph. How appropriate for myself. This becomes my little coffee place. How appropriate. So, this is the second video I'm making tonight, and this is why I'm making these videos. Because walking and talking, writing things down, it gives me realizations, it clarifies, it crystallizes things, right? And especially things related to my emotional state, my mindset, my sense of self, my self-esteem. I don't like that phrase for some reason, but whatever, it is part of your sense of self. And it gets me more sensitive to what's going on. So I would say, why is that important? The reason that's important is not to jack myself off being addicted to every little emotion that comes up. That's not it. The reason is, for me anyway, and I think for a lot of guys particularly, the way I've approached life effectively is to ignore or suppress every single emotion like imaginable. You know, you're afraid of something, do it anyway. You're angry about something, deal with it. You're happy about something, good. You know, when I think, especially when I was younger as well, especially. And so, yeah, I think when I was younger, I think I am just naturally a little bit sensitive, not too much, but a little bit. And when I was younger, it was all about shutting everything down and blasting forward through anything, right? Blasting forward through anything. And that's good, I know how to do that. But it comes at a cost, and the cost is you lose yourself. You don't know who the fuck you are. You become so detached from yourself that it's kind of like, what the fuck's going on here? And so that's part of the reason I do these videos. You know, I think my favorite one actually so far is, what are you? Not who are you, what are you? That's my favorite video. I actually think that's philosophically significant, to be honest, that video. But anyway, to blow my own horn. But beyond that, on the kind of more human personality level, yeah, we all know we're chimpanzees and so on, but on this human personality level, what is going on? And so doing these videos has allowed me, it's not just about walking and talking, it's not just about that, it's processing things that are going on in my life, realizations, epiphanovas, as Christian would say. Maybe I need to think of my own terminology there, but yeah, epiphanies, realizations, about the self, about other people. And I had a big one today, man. I had a big one, which has been on the periphery of my mind for a long fucking time. A long time. So I'm in the supermarket earlier on, did my little video, and I thought I'll do an approach. And to be honest, I was just kind of doing my shopping. There wasn't anything amazing on, but there was a lot of like sevens that basically. In this country there were sevens, probably in another country there'd be more. I was just enjoying being there, whatever. And the scenario I'm about to describe has happened to me so many times out here and in other places as well. So I'm walking down past one of the winery areas, or where they sell the fucking wine. There's three girls stacking the shelves there, and one of them, basically they were all fucking fit, and the really fit one, she properly stared at me. You know, I'd say she was a comfortable In the UK, she'd be a 9 for sure. She's fucking stacking shelves in this country, man. It's a joke, this country. Yeah, anyone wants to come and fucking wing out here, I literally mean contact me because we'll plan it, we'll do it. It's the only thing I don't have here. But anyway, it doesn't matter about that. So she stares at me, I stare back, I just give her a little flirt, right? Fine, good, I know how to do that, fine. Social skills, whatever. But what's my immediate feeling inside myself when she looks at me? What's my immediate feeling for the first 3 seconds before I do anything, whatever? That feeling is so automated that, like, it doesn't always happen. It really doesn't always happen, but it can happen sometimes. My immediate feeling is like, I'm very surprised she's looking at me and that she would be attracted to me. I'm very surprised by that. I'm like, what the fuck? Why would she like me? That's the first thing. It's subliminal. It's almost subconscious. Like it was so difficult for me to clock that, but I realized before, like, the more, you know, logical adult mind kicks in, that primitive primal mind, that little inner child, still feels that way, still feels like the ugly fucking duckling. And it's kind of embarrassing to say that, because, like, of everything, my whole life really is about pushing myself, developing myself, you know, it's basically being a fucking, you know, just being the best adult man I can be. I'm going to talk under this Albania flag. I love that there's an Albania flag here. Fuck yes, man. Fuck yes. Albania. Fucking orthodox double-headed eagle. This is where I'm going to talk. So that inner child, man, that inner fucking child, that first few seconds, self-questioning, and I have had that so many fucking times, it's untrue. Now, on the island I'm in right now, because I'm white, because I am good looking, I'm well put together, even when I say I'm good looking, I feel like I'm lying. But if I look at myself objectively, I'll say, yeah, he's a decent looking guy. Don't need to jack myself off over it, but he's a decent looking guy. A lot of things are on point, right? Everything that basically can be on point, gym, clothes, beard, all this shit, it's all there, right? It's all there. And yet, even when I say that, I feel like it's a lie, or I feel like I'm being arrogant, or I feel fucking weird. Something weird happens in my head. And so even out here, where literally, I don't know what percentage of the girls fancy me, but it's a lot. It's a lot. Because what they like is, like, they like fine looking white guys. That's what they like out here. You know, big, strong black guys. There's literally millions of them. They're irrelevant because they're everywhere. Mixed race guys that everyone in Europe is obsessed with. It's irrelevant. That's 80% of the population. Irrelevant. Doesn't matter. Obviously those guys can still get girls or whatever. But the premium product is a fine looking, youngish white guy. That's premium. That's numero uno. If I had blonde hair, blue eyes, it'd be even higher, but here they call me rubio, which means blonde. So that tells you, like, how much of a premium I'm at, right? Most of the girls fancy me. Just not being arrogant, but most of them do, or they stare at me because I'm just fucking unusual. And still, no matter how many times it happens, I'm still shocked, and I still think, like, oh, she can't be looking at me. Some negativity comes into my head, right? Some negativity comes into my head. And I know where it comes from. It comes from childhood. These things that we're doing through cold approach and self-development and all of this, the reason that we have to fucking do this shit, it is childhood. It is childhood. Issues from childhood. So I've done therapy in the past for different things, like just fucking crazy shit, to be honest, which was necessary. And it's fine, but I think it's a very poor modality, to be honest, in general. I think it just gives you a perspective on why some things might be going on in your life. But I think it's a very poor modality. I found, and everyone I speak to finds, it doesn't really solve anything. You need other modalities to solve stuff. Like, I've done other things like fucking emotional freedom technique, EFT, which is quite good. Now I do a lot of visualization, do a lot of NLP, and also just doing a lot. So I kind of have to respect myself because I do a lot. Again, it sounds self-aggrandizing, but like, fuck it, I've got to do it. So that shit, that inner child, and I'm thinking about it, I'm like, fuck. I never think about my childhood, to be honest. I never think about it. But like, basically my entire childhood, there were two issues in my childhood. Well, like, there's different things, but just on a day-to-day level, right? Day-to-day experience of the world. First of all, I lived in Sheffield and I had the most idiotic name imaginable, right? For some reason, my parents thought it would be a good idea to name me like after a fucking like 19th century painter, right? So Joseph is my second name, it's my granddad's name, normal fucking name. My first name was a weird ass fucking name, which I always hated. I always hated it. I always got laughed at because of it. Whenever I was introduced to new people, especially in Sheffield, it was always like, oh, some weird reaction, right? New football team, same. New school, same. New people, it's always the same. Over time, what happened is, and I wasn't a wallflower either. I was not a wallflower. I didn't hide away ever because of anything like that. So over time, what happened is I just like almost use it to my own advantage in a way. I don't know. I didn't start using my middle name until I went to Cuba when I was 20, on a backpacking mission for a month. For some reason, the lady saw my passport and she called me by my second name. I swear to God, it was the first time I ever felt normal, someone calling me my name. It wasn't complete fucking embarrassment and some weird reaction, right? So that was one issue that I had. My other issue, my lovely parents, I literally don't know what these people had in their minds. They refused to cut my hair, right? They refused to cut my hair. And I had fucking curly ass, fucking thick hair. So I literally got called at school Stig of the Dumps by the older kids on a daily basis. When I first went to school, literally, some of the kids, I think they genuinely thought I was a girl because my hair was so fucking long. So I'm battling this from 4 years old, man, from 4. And like, you can't take yourself to the hairdresser at that age. You can't, right? We used to have a childminder, and she took my brother to the hairdresser and got him a haircut. And I always remember, it was like, this was like the worst thing of all time, you know, for my old dears. They were like, they thought this was like the worst thing ever. I don't know what the fuck they had in their mind. That they were living in like, I don't know, like, you know, 400 BC fucking Troy or something. I don't know. I've literally got no idea. My kid brother, his middle name is Stefan. They were gonna call him that. I think it's some family fucking intervention. They gave him a normal name. And it's a good job they fucking did. Because I don't know if he'd have been able to fucking handle that name. Again, in Sheffield, right? It's one thing if you're in fucking Kensington, in Sheffield, having long ass fucking like curly fucking borderline afro hairs, like completely out of control, having a fucking stupid name, and that is what you're dealing with every day of your fucking life, day in, day out, day in, day out. It's a constant. And as I say, I wasn't a fucking wallflower. I wasn't. But it's like a constant thing within you, right? It has to, for me, that has to be where this reaction comes from. Because I look at myself now, I'm like, there's no reason whatsoever I should feel anything but pure confidence. With the way that I am now, with the way, even just purely on physical looks, I should feel confident, especially where I am now. And I do in general, but it takes, there's these little weird reactions that happen. 2 and 3 second things, right? I'm able to get over them. And one of the experiences I've had this year is like approaching girls. Fucking God bless you, Albania, man. I mean that. Approaching girls who, back in the day, they were the kind of, you know, the very hot, very normal girls. They were the kind of girls who would have just had borderline ridiculed me, to be honest, or just had no interest at all. And like, I've got some of their numbers this year. And it's like, it's weird. Like, they don't. Some of them haven't texted me back, but I'm like, I don't care at all. I don't care at all, right? Because that for me was a weird ass form of healing. Because like a lot of the girls that I get with, I've had girlfriends and stuff. A lot of them were these like, you know, fucking attractive girls, but like some of them anyway. But they were in many cases like late bloomers. They were the girl who felt like she was the ugly duckling until she was like 16. And then her body like grew kind of out of control, crazy ass batty and fucking tits and shit. And you know, they grew into a more womanly woman, and almost like they overtook all the other girls. But like somewhere inside them, they still have this thing, and maybe this is very common. I'm sure it is. In my case, to be honest, this shit was inflicted upon me. It's fucking hilarious now that I think about it. It's like it was literally inflicted upon me. It wasn't even genetic or anything. Just give the kid a normal name, a normal haircut. Try, fucking hell, make the guy's life more fucking, make it a bit more difficult. Do you know what I mean? But anyway, maybe it made me the strong character that I am today. I don't fucking know. So anyway, yeah, that was a major realization. It's like I'm in a supermarket and you've got to be so sensitive to these reactions, because for me, my instinct is always, okay, steamroller it. You feel this, fuck it, go. Fuck it, go. Fuck it, go. Whatever you're feeling, doesn't matter. Just do. But at a certain point, those feelings are there because of some kind of fucking programming, some kind of experiences. You know, I think this is why I'm still doing cold approach at 38. Like, I really do. And why, like, in the past I had a kind of situational scenario where I could do okay in situations, you know, and I had my club promotion, I was out with all these boys. Being out here is stripping me down to fucking nothing, like stripping me down. I'm on my own, there's nowhere to go. All I've got is myself and my fucking thoughts. And so I have to look at them, I have to. That's one of the benefits from solo travel, man. There's downside, which is just the fucking solitude, but the other side is, it's kind of this David Goggins stuff. You have to fucking face yourself. You have to. And a lot of stuff is just, it is not your fault. It isn't. But at the end of the day, the only person who can influence it and assess it is you. Right, in my case, I'm really talking to myself, to be honest here. I don't think like therapy, I honestly don't think it favors men, to be honest, at all. I think they have some real fucking bullshit mentality about like what it is to be a man. Really, I really do, to be honest. To me, it's the most failed profession on earth. Like, if I got the kind of results that therapists get with my clients, I would not have a service. I wouldn't have an active service at all. But anyway, it's good for some baseline shit. Like a friend of mine, he has PTSD for something that happened to him, which was actually fucking horrific. And the psychologist said, yeah, you've got PTSD, and I suspect you might have a very, very mild case of Asperger's syndrome based on the things you're saying. That was kind of obvious to me, to be honest. But all that did was just gave him a picture, and then he goes, okay, here's some drugs, you know. No real methodology for improving that situation and getting out of it. And my mate had to go and figure it out himself using other methodologies. I'm using him as an illustration, but I had a kind of similar scenario in the past. As I say, I ended up going to EFT and stuff like that. And so this type of thing, feeling like you're the ugly duckling, that's not a very manly thing to say, is it? Like, why do you give a shit if you're the ugly duckling? Well, I don't fucking know. It just feels weird, right? It just doesn't feel good. And even when I know objectively, not only is that not the case, the opposite is the case. I'm the handsome duckling now. It doesn't matter, because that childhood ingrained bullshit is in there. I'm sure, especially if anyone from the entourage watches this, I I guarantee half the guys in the entourage have got situations like this going on from childhood, where it's some parental bullshit or some shit they experienced in their childhood, and maybe they're above average sensitivity because they're above average intelligence, and it's fucking affected them, and that's why doing this process is so fucking good. To be honest, it's so fucking good. It's so fucking good. I wouldn't have even realized this. It wouldn't have become so clear if I didn't just have that little moment in the supermarket. And it was just like, I walked away and I was like, do I have a 3 approach to some of the girls who are working? Do I have that in me right now? I don't fucking know. But I wasn't even interested in that. I was like, why did I just get that feeling of inferiority? It was short-lived, but it was so fast. Like, that was the immediate feeling. And I've had that in other scenarios as well. Now, I can get over it through a kind of cognitive process, right? But yeah, so I think the next stage is to get underneath, rewire that feeling, pull out that bullshit from my fucking childhood. I mean, one of the things is I've still got my old name on my passport and stuff. I'm actually going to change it fully, like my full name, first and last name. I'll use my middle name as my first name, which I do currently. I'll be changing my last name as well at some point. I don't know when, the next year, certainly before I hit 40. That's definitely happening. Is there anything else? Yeah, realization there, man. Realization. And I'm doing fucking well out here, man. Like, I'm doing fucking well. Like, going out doing these videos, I can see people looking at me shit, like, prowling around in a confident manner. Going out doing fucking cold approach in different places. You know, just living out on my own. Speaking a fucking foreign language every single day, dealing with different people, dealing with different scenarios. This is a middle class city, but there's other places I've been which is just like harder to live, basically. Improving my shooting, doing all this shit, man. I'm on a righteous fucking path. But what's gonna take me to the next fucking level is renewing that deeper sense of self-esteem. I am worth something. I am the good-looking duckling. I am the handsome duckling, right? All that retarded shit when I was a child, that was retard shit that wasn't anything to do with me. That name shit, the fucking not having, now I don't even have hair. Imagine that. Imagine the irony of that. Fucking been abused for your hair your entire childhood. Literally until I was 14 and I had a little bit of money to cut my own hair. First thing I did, go to the fucking barbers, cut my fucking stupid hair off. I think I was about 14, maybe 13, got a bit of cash. Fuck me, man. Jesus Christ. Why would you do that to your own fucking children? Like, I don't fucking know. My mum, bless her. Absolute delusions. I always remember once, she said, I was really brave giving you that name in Sheffield. I was like, oh, you were brave. I had to fucking live with it every day. Anyway, whatever, man. Whatever. It's all part of the process, man. And all these fucking wounds. I'm gonna convert these wounds, man, into like, I don't know. It's gonna be like adamantium plating on my psyche, man. That's how I'm going. So anyway, I'm in the supermarket now. I'm getting my shit. The other supermarket I was in, I actually owed the cafeteria lady money. So I went to pay her. It's actually quite a crap supermarket to shop in. It's kind of budget, you know. A lot of hot peasant girls in there, but it's more, you know, stylish, basically, this one. So yeah, I'm gonna leave it there. I'm gonna get all my shit. But big realization, massive realization tonight, massive. So yeah, look at the variety of cigars here. Every supermarket you go into is like these fucking cigars, man. Anyway.